and Bernie Costello talks about the work of the PanPan Theatre Company. I'm here in Trinity College, where PanPan Theatre have had their production. The play is very special because they have both hearing and deaf actors together. This new theatre company is the first of its kind in Ireland.
We started PanPan Theatre this year to incorporate a theatre group that would work with deaf and hearing actors in an integrated way, and do theatre on stage where you would see deaf and hearing actors playing real characters as themselves, but to be aware that obviously that they're deaf and hearing, but to show how, you know, without an interpreter, that a deaf and hearing audience can also watch a deaf and hearing play.
If they saw God, Mother, they would look just like him.
The first play we did is The Crystal Spider, which was a short play which you ran at lunchtime. And we wanted to show in that the two separate worlds, the deaf and hearing world, where we had a simultaneous production, a deaf and hearing simultaneous production of the hearing actors and the deaf actors. And what we didn't actually have is a simultaneous translation, because the two languages are so different that when you translate the text into ISL, it obviously takes longer and shorter in certain parts. So the idea was to have two separate performances on stage as such, not connected, so the audience could decide to look at the other or else look at both images together, but to show the two different interpretations of the play as well. And The Crystal Spider was about a boy who has a nightmare when he's 10 about his mother locking him up in a room, and it's all about this boy who thinks about himself too much, who self-contemplates, who thinks about the world, he's scared of going out. It's a play written about 100 years ago by a woman called Madame Rathschild, and it's a French symbolist play, and it focuses very strongly on a few images like the mirror, the moon, and, you know, just to show, you know, also we're interested in that type of theatre, to show this kind of somnambulant atmosphere, this sort of, you know, nightmarish atmosphere, and also, because it's such a poetic text, to show the possibilities and the range of sign language.
Upper. Performers. Albatross, a young and virile aeroplane enamored of. Female seaplane, an elegant dancer of Tyrian sea.
The Mount Two Kisses is set in the 19th century, and it takes place in a lunatic asylum, and the main character, Walpurg, is played by two actors, a deaf actor and a hearing actor, one who signs, one who speaks, and there's also another character who's the nun, who comes in to actually try and talk to or communicate to the Walpurg character. She's played by a deaf actress, and she only has sign, so she automatically is able to communicate to the Walpurg, the deaf Walpurg, and the hearing Walpurg is left out of the conversation because he doesn't have sign language, and it shows his frustration in not being able to communicate.
So, now I'm free. Nothing else. Only let's be happy, even if it's only for a moment.
It was difficult because of the lack of communication. I didn't have any knowledge about the language. But it was also difficult trying to pick up cues from the deaf actors because I have never learned anything like that. You're watching more than you're listening. In the usual state, you're waiting for your cue and you can hear it. In this, you have to be concentrating on what either Carmel or Senan are doing. But it was fun, really.
Hello? Walberg? It's me, Dr. Grun. It's you, Doctor. I haven't seen you in a long time. I enjoy our conversations together. Why don't you come more often? I suppose Bidello has forbidden it.
How did you get on in the play? Well, in the beginning it was difficult. What I mean by difficult is getting into the character, to make it more alive. It's easy to be melodramatic, but to get into a character is not easy. But as time went by, it became easier. What about you?
It wasn't my first time being with hearing and deaf together in a play. No, I did it about 2 years ago in Negative Act. But this play is really different because for the first time, the hearing actors, there were about 4. They were all new to the deaf. So at the beginning, communication was difficult. But luckily, the director was aware of deafness. Like that, we have our own culture and language. But he wasn't exactly sure of it, so it was a bit difficult getting off the ground. But we had rehearsed for about 5 weeks before the play opened, practiced and practiced. The beginning was difficult, but we got used to it and improved, and it was fine.
Did you find it hard going?
At the beginning, yes, because the script was long and full of English. And these long words I didn't understand. So I had to go off and look up a dictionary to find out the meaning and translate them into sign language. It was very difficult, but I got used to the director explaining the ideas. But I was aware at the same time that I need training. I myself am not a professional actor. I only act as a hobby and for enjoyment. This one was really serious, so I had to really concentrate. It was difficult, but I got used to it. We helped each other, and the director helped us, and we got through it.
Do you think more deaf people should act? Oh, yes, I agree. If you're interested and really want to do it, then you should get involved, of course. The aim of this was to get deaf and hearing together.
And to provide training. Training courses are needed, and practice, not just in acting, but also to know what responsibility the director has, the producer has, and so on. At first, I didn't know who was responsible for what. I thought something was the director's responsibility, and I was told, no, it's yours. So I had to really concentrate and polish up.
There should be workshops set up so there's more awareness between what is a deaf group's culture and so hearing people can understand deaf people's way of doing things.
Splendid. Today, you will be given pencil and paper. Books too. What kind of books do you want?
The complete works of Thaddeus Minsky and the second volume of Husserl's Logik Untersuchung.
This play is brilliant and really interesting. I hope more deaf people will continue to act and become involved in the theatre.